The map trailer you saw here is an inspiration of the Goblin Caves map in Dark and Darker, specifically the Goblin Maze module. Obviously, it's not a one-to-one replica, as the monster placement and visuals of the map do not match the Doom aesthetic, and if I wanted to do something like a one-to-one creation, not only would I have to require custom textures, but also modding as well. I'm not very good with that, so I basically just used the map layout as an inspiration for a Doom map. Now, for those of you wondering who watch my Dark and Darker content, why am I making this video, and also why am I making this map? First reason, and it's probably the more obvious one if you watch my content, is that Dark and Darker has been on an unfortunate downwards decline when it comes to players, content, and just overall design. The game just has not been progressing very well, and for me, this is my creative way of expressing that frustration, because I do love the game, but it is just at the moment not in a healthy state where I can have fun with it anymore. So I figured try to move on, do something else in the meantime. Maybe the developers will actually do something good in the future, but as of right now, they're doing a pretty poor job, so I want to distance myself away from the game and do something else in the meanwhile. Another reason is that I've been finding a resurgence of wanting to make Doom maps again. I used to do this a lot when I was a teenager, and although the maps were horrible and I posted them on my YouTube channel, I still had really fun making them. Something about just making my own Doom map and trying to see if I can somewhat make a decent map has always been an interesting concept, and I hope that maybe this time it actually becomes a dream, because I would like to make a couple of map sets from Dark and Darker maps, put them into Doom, and try to maybe add some interesting twist to it that fits the Doom gameplay. However, for now, this is all I have, and maybe in the future I will update this map further and also make some new ones. I kind of have a couple of ideas, but for now I'll just leave it like this, and then once I get a more concrete version that I can showcase, then I will share that on this channel. And then the final reason is that I want to increase variety on my channel. I feel like playing one specific game has always hurt this channel, whether that's with Doom, Elden Ring, or Dark and Darker. It just feels like I can't stick to one game, whether that's because I get tired of playing the game at a certain point, or because the game goes in a direction that I find very negative, or the game just runs out of content and I have nothing interesting else to do with the game. Either way, I believe that maybe trying to find an interesting balance of games that people can enjoy while also sharing some of my creativity could be an interesting concept for my channel, but I'll have to see that in the future and experiment more as well. Obviously, as someone who's extremely noobish at making Doom maps, I did come across some challenges, and some of these were learning how the grid works. The grid is a very important aspect, especially for the classic source port of Doom, as this allows for proper interactions related to walls, monsters, switches, and other basic functions of the game. So understanding how this works and how to make it work for me in terms of texture alignment and also map flow is just extremely important in order to create a fun but nice moving map. Another challenge is, funny enough, opening doors. I had a lot of problems making proper doors and moving walls. This is just kind of like me not understanding how the line system works and how the grid and all this other mumbo jumbo, right? So was just making pretty horrible mistakes, and once I looked up some tutorials on YouTube, I was able to fix those mistakes, understand what I was doing wrong, and go from there. And once I learned these basic things, a lot of the making part of the map became more fun, and it also became extremely engaging. So I would make sure that if you are trying to do this yourself, to learn how to figure out your mistakes and backtrack and like also understand each step you're taking. So whenever a mistake happens, you can go back, fix it, and then go forward from there, and not spend like 30 minutes, banging your head wondering why doesn't it work. The final one is texture usage. I have a pretty bad understanding of how to make textures flow. I think this was a lot worse when I was a teenager, since I was extremely inexperienced and I didn't make that many maps in a row to understand. But after looking up other maps and tutorials and also guides as well, like general advice for map making, I have understood more of my mistakes that I was making before. And as you will see further on, I have attempted to improve. But also there's still some leftover mistakes in this map that you will get to download here in the link description below, and I will release more future versions with these mistakes polished out, monster placement improved, and overall gameplay adjustments. Either way, I really appreciate you sticking by and listening to me yap about me making a Doom map. Hopefully you enjoyed the rest of this progress, and I will see you guys later. Again, there's a link below where you can download the map in its current version. I will obviously showcase more updates on the map later on in the future, but as of right now, I think this one's pretty playable that everyone can have fun with, and it's a proof of concept. I plan on adding more modules from Goblin Caves or from other maps from Dark and Darker into this and see what I can experiment with. Anyways, thank you guys so much, and hopefully you guys have a wonderful day or night. I'll be stepping off Dark and Darker for a little bit, but if the game comes back on its feet and becomes better than ever, then I will obviously play Dark and Darker along with other games that I have in my head in the future. For now, this channel is gonna try to be a little bit more variety. We'll see how that goes, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful day or night. Peace. Bye bye.